I just basically come on just to see if I can figure out how do you end a live. And I'm just going to sit here till someone tells me, um, even though today is a special day and right now MD can't do anything anyway. It started raining. We did a little small video, and we're like, every time my birthday come, July the 1st, they want to pass all these strange laws, and that's all good. I'm sure this birthday of MD is something because it's July the 1st and it's in the month of July, and a lot of things happen in July, like the Independent Day and all that. We're just 3 days ahead of that. But every time my birthday come, it rains in Florida. I mean, literally rains. I mean, it's raining like they would say cats and dogs right now. But we had a good day all day. Fun, exciting since about 1 minute before 12 o'clock. I'm telling you, nobody's let me rest for a second. It's the quietest it's been all day. But that's something. And I'm like, I'm going to sit here until somebody tells me how to end this live. What I do is normally go and just click the phone off, you understand? And unlike when I'm doing a live on Facebook, I mean, it's right there to end the live. I don't know how to end this thing at all. And so I'm like, a little slow on this one particular thing. This is my fourth live. I want to get it down pat. And then, we could come here and really relax and have a good conversation. But right now, I'm still wanting to figure this out. Like, what and how do I end this live? You understand? So I'm just sitting here, but at the same time, there's something like that's in the wind that kind of pulls MD to it as well. And all laughter and serious. Some people know that I can smile and be so serious at the same time. It's something for that, those that want to get close to figure out, is she serious or is she, but I'm always serious. And sometimes you have to smile a thing off because some folks can be absolutely too serious, sort of go over their head, rather than to end up like right here for them to think about and maybe, perhaps think outside the box, think differently, be open. My one big word is that OPN. And a lot of people won't be open. They're rather, shut the blinders, and that just like steals the growth. And things just doesn't get bigger, better, or brighter in their lives, or the lives that perhaps someone wants you to think outside the box for. And a couple things we're still like coming at, and one is you heard us talk about it last night, about 3 minutes before midnight, as before we could just like really going into that birthday mode, right? And we said how we had this little ought, perhaps that's what we could call it, ought, against Facebook, and how Facebook all of a sudden will go back as far as 3 months, and how Facebook just like gave everyone this notification, especially those that do a live, and they told us that we had a certain amount of days to like download the actual videos that we did live, that we could do it, like repost it, or like, what is it, like to our device, like save to your device, like it was like a STD. Y'all don't get mad at that. MD always go out there with them little wrists. Now don't get mad. I said STD. All right, now that moment is like a serious smile on my face, be so serious. But it's like save to device, save to device. And so they gave us a certain amount of time to do so, but it was so quick. It was still in quick notice, especially if you had hundreds, even thousands, especially if you're talking from 218 all the way to 225. That's a lot of videos. And they wanted us to, in 3 months, 90 days is where I first saw it, to actually save to device, or because they're going to delete them all. Now, when you go back 3 months ago, and you go back before then, and before then, and before then, there's been some things going on. So we're like, wow, all of a sudden, now this is just MD theory. This is no suspicion. What is most people, coincidence? MD don't get in that kind of stuff, really don't. I'm just, and I need to stop doing it, because somehow, is that me doing that? Or is that someone else? I just swipe off? Is that what I do? And that's how I ended. Is somebody telling me something and I'm just out there to win and not paying attention. So I just swipe away and that ends the video. Is that how you do it? But anyway, I'm going to learn it and get it down packed. And until I do, I'm going to just have my little moments like this until it just happens. Or hit that little clickety click until we come up with this solution. But anyway, listen to this. All these things just started happening. Now, all of a sudden, Facebook wants us to delete all of these old lives. And okay, MD theory, that thing get the pumping like something's out there. Something's out there on that internet that perhaps they don't want us to see. And with all these things that's going on, maybe we are going to some type mysteriously delete something that really is of quality that they know could be evidence in all this stuff that's going on. And there's so much going on. It's a lot. You can agree it's a lot going on. And let me just say that that's where that theory mind of his servant goes. Is like what is being hidden or has been hidden, that now all of a sudden everyone is affected. His servant is affected. We have 4 major Facebook walls that we do lives on each and every one of them. So that's a massive amount of lives that we have to suddenly, and if we don't do it, guess who does it? Facebook just deleted them all. We went to the Mother Authentic page, and guess what? All of our lives were gone. We're talking hundreds of them gone. 2018 till now, gone. And it's got to be something deeper. For his servant, it has to be something deeper that Facebook isn't telling us about, that, hey, if we just delete all of the old lives, perhaps we'll hit what we're looking for. That thing has his servant I'm torn between that. Not hurt, because hurt is a big word for a servant, and servant will get into that hurt stuff, But somehow, maybe if we use the word, I have a ought against Facebook with the way that they went about it. And it's like, hope somebody grabbed this in the wind. It's like you put your life into something, right? Your value. Like my biggest thing in life is to get people to a light journey, to get people out of struggling, get people out of worrying so much, crying, that C11 word. Most people that aren't within an arm reach and a hug will always say, but what is a C11? That's that COMPLAI. Okay, now you know what it is. And that's just not an MD, dictionary. So we don't like those kind of words. So to get people away from that, especially people that's my age, in their 40s, in their 50s, and in their 60s, and we're steady climbing up. We can't afford to have this whatever it is that stays with you year in and year out and year in and a decade, now centuries, and you're still holding on to this thing. And you find a way to make that an excuse. We don't like to deal with that there and all. And so hurting, that kind of thing. But this ought that I'm having, it just plucking me, it's plucking me to the point that I'm like, oh my goodness, all of that good work and all of that solid work and all that light that was out there on that internet. I mean, it was powerful, because oftentimes we get an opportunity to go out in a place of spirit to be able to discern certain things that most people can't discern, that happens before it is to happen. And we have that strong gift to do that, and always been accurate, never inaccurate at all. Always been on point about the things that come in the high place. And so a lot of that was out there. And I'm like, the first wall they hit was that wall that had all of that on there. And so that's what brought about that theory. Like, they're really searching for something. And in order for them to get it and get it as a whole, they have to go like all the way, use 30 days, but they're searching for years of evidence, and they have to remove it. So that's the only way they can do it. Now that right there is like that MD theory kind of thing, and it has this servant in the art, because in one day, when we were off the internet, in one day, Facebook, within a click of a button or whatever it took, just took it all away. Can you imagine somebody just coming and taking your hard work? But we're seeing it happen. I'm sure you can agree. It's happening all over Facebook. It's happening all over even TikTok. You see people that put in like years and years and years of dedication and hard work. And that's why that HARD, just not a good word for a servant, but diligent, and faithful and just into it. And then all it takes is one lie, or for you to put yourself in a place where it looks like it's compromised. And people can't tell the truth from a lie because it has truthful ingredients. And so therefore, here you are after years and years and years and years of just delicate and dedicating yourself to just working and all and building your nest egg and building your fortress. And then one day, 1 second, it's all brought to naught. It's naught. No one cares, you see. And we see it happening quite a bit. And so that being said, moving right along, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do this one, like swipe it off or whatever that be the case, when I'm going to end it. But just come on, and you see the happy birthday behind me and all. And I'm still celebrating. I'm going to go out in just a few minutes and all. And I have 4 big major sons, and they're huge. And all that the oldest one is 37. He turns 1 year older before my birthday. So we're like 28 days different from each other. And he's 37. He's my oldest son. And all of them, I'm telling you, as soon as midnight hit, and we were in the nest egg, or we were in the nest place, right? The eagle's nest. And I'm telling you, here comes this boom, 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 boom. And I'm expecting a doorbell or something to ring. And it's next to my youngest, who's about to turn 30. The youngest is about to turn 30. And it's him, bam, 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 bam. And he's knocking on the door. Happy birthday. All right, get up now. And it's your birthday time. And I'm like, what in the world are you guys doing? What's going on? And so it hasn't been quiet ever since. And so we heard all that noise outside. And I'm like, it cannot be raining. You can't tell me it's raining out there. So we did a little clip. I'm going to put it on my videos here. And you're going to see for yourself. It's pouring down raining. And every time I have a birthday, July the 1st, because of all of the things that are happening on July the 1st, the atmosphere really shifts. And we have thunder, we have lightning, we have rain. But like we said, it's still a nice day. It's a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. It's an exciting day. I mean, it doesn't take away from my having a good time. I'm still going to have a good time. I mean, I'm still going to enjoy this day, period, and all. But in my closure, and it looks like it's starting to like calm down. In my closure, we have something, and I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm getting off of here. And you're going to be like, wow, she brought us all the way this far to just get to this. Yes, listen to this. Whoever, and we don't get into this, only when it's like something that's really troubling the atmosphere. And this is very troubling some, because a lot of people want him to pay the price for everyone. It's nothing like when you have to pay the price for everyone. Them the kind of cases that you really have to go in and have a open mind. Because when you're put in a situation, and everyone wants you to take the fall for a whole heap of people. And all that's concerning to his servant. I got to tell you this. It's concerning, where no one else will come in or will say, we had a part. Of course, they're not going to do that. But to see one person take the fall for everyone, and I know there will be some that say, well, they should know better. We all should know better. Yet in certain situations, if we just could go into the blind side of the darkest parts of our lives, that we just ought to just like, thank the Lord nobody got in that little crack to see anything. But when someone has to take the fall for everyone, that's huge. That really needs to take some consideration. Now, those that really get, here we come again with that arm reach and a hug. Know how MD is on that 25, because for 25 years we had to sacrifice. And it came to those 25 years where Spirit said to his servant, do you want to continue to sacrifice, or do you want the blessing? So it was a toss up now, because now we could see that 25 could go either way, either or. You understand? It could be a curse for some folks, right? And it could be a blessing for others. Then when we say curse, we want to really come and signify what we're talking about. It could be, you hear that? Did you hear the thunder? So we're on point. So let me stay here, as long as we don't hear that kind of stuff, okay? It could be the because 25 for us represents sacrifice. So right now, okay, if you give us an opportunity, and what we want to tap into, and then we're going to leave and go about our merry way and get better on doing lives, so we can do more lives, okay? Here on TikTok, of course, not on Facebook. We're not going to do that anymore on Facebook. That was a woozy. But this, to see one person take the fall for so many, and everyone else go quiet, go ghost, and don't mind this person taking the fall, yet this person has a family, and we could go on and on and on and on. There's one TikTok here on his servant's wall here that we have it, where we're talking about, and have a little photo of him where he is sitting there with his child, believe it's his child, and he has a list in his hand. And I'm going to post that in just a little while, because we have other things that is more precedent, that we have to put out, that according to our word and our mouth, we always like to agree with the both of them, word and mouth, and our word is our bond. So if we say something, we want to follow up and do it exactly how we say it. So, but you just know that's coming, but it's here if you want to see it. And he talks about, he's letting everyone know if he go down, he got others that's coming down with him. So that's a high steeple. That's a steeple. I don't want nobody to get that confused. This is a steeple. Okay, that's a high steeple to really place the margin upon that if I fall, so does everyone else fall. All right? And so, but something happens. Something is shifting in this narrative, that when we see the number 25 keep pumping up, keep pumping up, keep pumping up. Now it's popping up, popping up, popping up. And you hear 25, at least that's what they're calling this juror 25. Now, I've had one opportunity. They hit me all the time, but this one time was the first time that his servant actually went in the actual courtroom and had the tag put on me, and I'm going to be the juror. And I had to go to the judge. I literally had to go to the judge, because I already knew before it was over with how it was going to turn out. So I literally went to the judge, and I was like, I really can't do this. First of all, I don't like to judge anybody because of my word, what my word tells me to do, to judge no one. I can't judge anyone. And so I go to talk to that. I'm coming back. I go to talk to the judge. And of course, the state attorney is there, and the actual, what do you call the other ones? Public defender, they're all there. And here comes this little lady up there to approach the bench, as the judge said, bring her here. Let me hear what she has to say. And I say to him, I can't judge this person. I said, first of all, I'm a reader. I am a reader. I'm a reader of signs. And we're not talking about no tarot cards and none of that stuff. Don't need it. It's a gift that God has given me through a gift of the Holy Ghost and much more. Okay, so it's beyond that. Okay, don't get stuck at that thing called Holy Ghost. Love it. It's beautiful, but it goes beyond that. And supernatural, I'm more supernatural than I am suspicious, coincidence. I'm more supernatural. I'm more spirit than I am spiritual Christian. I'm beyond that, right? Because you have Christians and you have spiritual. I'm spirit filled, so I want to always stay spirit and never allow my flesh to dominate, right? And you need biased people. You need people on the outside that can read things that other folks cannot read, and they have nothing connected them other than spirit. So he asked me to come up, and I'm coming up with my little tag on and everything. And it's during the time of COVID, because we have the things on our whatever. And I say to the judge, I said, I can't do this, judge. I can't do this. I can't be a juror. I said, first of all, I'm a reader. And I didn't tell him I already knew, but I said, I'm a reader, and I read well. As soon as I said that, I kid you not, that judge looked over at the state attorney that was right up there where he was, They come to the bench where I was, and the public defender was right there, and they looking at each other, and the judge like, well, just give me a minute, and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. And so he looks over at the state attorney that's there, and he's like, well, this is what we're going to do. So apparently he caught on to what I was saying. And he said to them, he says, we're going to do it like this. We're going to bring everybody back in and say a couple of things. And he says, and while I'm saying what I'm saying, then I'm going to give everyone a break. And he said to me, he said, now, when I give them a break, he said, at that time, you can dismiss yourself and you can leave. So that's what we did. So apparently he knew what I was saying was not something to play with or be whatever. And we could tell you some powerful testimonies behind that. So when we say that something's working right now, there's interference. We can see it. We can feel it. It's being well felt. It's because it's real. And whoever this number 25, if he is the 25th juror, right? And he's holding up things. And if 25 really has been the very powerful point for his servant in this lifetime of being sacrificed to turn into a blessing, right? If you want to continue to sacrifice. Some people sacrifice all their life. But there's a way that 25 can shift to a blessing. Now, what are we saying? What am I saying? What is his servant saying? It would be remiss, even of his servant, to not open, or like, what do we normally say? Think outside the box. That's what we always talk about. And give this person an opportunity of a chance of a lifetime. That's well put. Then to just shut the door. And I know many are afraid to do that, because to do that, they're going to have to open other doors that other folks have been, put away for the very same thing. But 25 has been his help. For whatever reason, some are going to say he's being paid off or whatever like that. But what has his servant involved in his bringing and pulling his servant in is the fact that it's 25. Now, if they had look at that thunder come again, you hear that? It's 25. If it had been another number, it probably wouldn't mean nothing. But because it's 25, he could be either the sacrifice or he could be the blessing. It would be a choice that he would have to make. It's not a choice of anyone else's. It's a choice he would have to make. And if he make the sacrifice, or you and I both know, and all that, it could cost him his life any way you look at it, whether it be a long-term locked up in prison, or someone or he just die, you see, because that's the part of the sacrifice. If it turns into the blessing, it's not only going to be a blessing for him, his family, anyone else that might be on that little list. They get through. But to take one man down for a whole collage or a whole heap of people that are connected, and there is no doubting that they are connected. You understand? It's not no one man who brought him to this point, who involved him to the point that he could become the main person, you see. And so that's where it just happened to come across again on his servant birthday. So I'm like, well, since it's raining outside and I don't know how to turn off the live, let me go and play with it again one more time, and this be my 4th live, and let me find something to talk about, which is not difficult for a servant, because you could tell I'm not I don't have the gift of gab, but I have the gift of God. So I'm full of spirit. So it's very light for a servant to talk about and anything, and to keep going and tap into something major. You understand? And so if anyone was to ask me, MD, I'm asking you, what would you do if you were on the jury? You see. Based on, and I haven't looked at anything, and that's how I love it. That's the only way I could get it. I can't get it because somebody's giving it to me. I have to be able to be one of those mystery person that just show up and like, oop, that's wrong. You need to look over that area there, or oh, wait a minute, this is absolutely not how it's supposed to be. I'm that one, you see. And so with having no connection, not looking at anything, not interested at all, but right is right and wrong is wrong, and do stand for things that are right. And if you're going to do it right, do it right. Instead of wanting to mix right with wrong and hoping that, no one sees it. No, right is right, and two wrongs doesn't make a right. Right is right, and wrong is wrong. So if you're going to take down one, take them all down, you see. And that's the right way to do it. If you're going to lock up one, lock them all up. You see what I'm saying? There's no one big mastermind here other than what we don't see that's in the dark and behind closed doors and all. It just puts a face on it. And what blows his servant mind, and this is coming through the wind, so I hope this doesn't offend anyone. What blows his servant mind is that they always put a face of color on it. But behind the screen, in the dark room, when spirit really gets there, it has a face. You understand? And it's bigger than the color of our skin. And so to go after that, well, mother, what is that? MD, what is that? Evil. To really go after evil, oh my goodness, not too many people want to do that. So there's so many people that want to compromise, and there's fear, and then they're afraid, and it's much bigger than what we see. It's much bigger than what we could even hear. But know that because of all the things that are happening, we know that even Facebook, everybody is involved. And so to see the right thing done, you understand, whatever happened to, and his servant don't like this long-term probation or this long-term of being in a system of any type, of any sort, and all. But whatever happened to, that's one reason why I'm coming forth as well, because whatever happened to being able to get these people, not psychological help or mental help, but spirit help, you see, soul help. Because somewhere in there's something in that really does need to, someone really need to tap into deeply to heal the wounds and things like that and all, rather than to just throw them in a dungeon somewhere, especially when they contribute. They've been a contributor for whatever reason and all. I believe there's other places that we can go and be of help rather than to, because to be a menace to society and to hear what people say is a menace to society, you have to really, again, go behind in the dark places of people lives, and it'd be more than just this one individual's lives, you understand, to see what's going on. But that's how his servant would like to see this turn out, is if you're going to do right, do right. You understand? But to do right and wrong, and hopefully, we'll make it so that we're so miserable that he never opens up his mouth. But right now, there's some names that's already out the cages, and there are some things we already know. So to verify that and to justify that, then he shouldn't be in that courtroom by himself. And then if be so, and they find this person tremendously guilty, then that should open the door for the next trial, and the next trial, and the next trial. And there are other folks that is serving. If we really go out there to win, there are other folks that supersede this individual that should have been in the courtroom long before he ever got there. So if you're going to do it right, you see. And these little games that people are playing, and and even messing with us on our media and all this kind of stuff, and if they could get the media focused in on certain things, then that's where they can sometimes put their credibility, which is not good and all. And so that's how we would look at it. And somehow 25 is there for a reason, and it's up to him to see into that. And all, is he going to be the sacrifice, or is he going to be the blessing? And so that's where we are right now. And we'll see where, or if 25 holds out, to the point that, you know, anything could happen, and all. And, you know, maybe it'll be a change of life for the individual. Who knows? But if you're going to take one down, take them all down. And because there is a mastermind behind all of this. And I'm quite certain to say it's not him. And all. And so anyway, it's 7:53. We have some daylight here in Florida. We don't know. I see a whole lot of people come in and they've joined and all, and it's good to see you. And I'm going to work on this because a lot of things we want to share and get it out there. And especially when it's that light. If people could actually see that light, oh my goodness, the world is going to be so beautiful. It's going to be so nice to have people, other folks see that light. And they won't be able to be the way that they are towards different people, regardless of their race, religion and all of that. If they could see that light. And we know light is not in everyone. But to connect with those that do have that light, they are able to see beyond. And they can see the good instead of all the evil. And so that being said, we always like to mark the videos because we come back to them for a date. So it's July the 1st of 2025. And it's a special day for me. Thanks to my two parents that, God rest their soul, brought me here. And I'm glad to still be here with everything that's going on in the world. What about you? All right. Show me again. How do I get out of here? Am I just a swipe? Is that what it is? Is somebody telling me that? Whoa. Okay. Okay, I'll swipe. Am I still on? Okay, I did that. I swiped, but I'm right back. Swipe again.